Hey you guys, it's me Gemstone from tarotforhealing.com. I hope you guys are doing really well. This is your monthly reading for December and this is for the Leos. This time around I'm going to be using a new deck that I've been working with because I'm trying to learn the fourth system. And it's interesting, it's good, but it's really kind of different. But to be honest, I'm using the cards more intuitively right now because I'm still like at the beginning stages of like my whole study of the system, and this deck is like kind of based on the system. And it's a really cool deck, and I love the back, like it's just so cute with the eyes, amazing. And so yeah, this is a handle tarot. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. But yeah. Um, so I'm gonna be just getting straight into the reading. I'm not doing the playing cards. To be honest, I didn't even realize about the playing cards until like just now, and I've already done Aries reading without them. Uh, so yeah, I hope you don't miss the playing cards this month. Um, because I don't know, I just felt like using this deck only. So I will start with your work situation. You have the Lovers with the Three of Stones, which is the work card, with the Ace of Swords in the south. So what I'm seeing in terms of your work situation, Leo, is I'm even seeing in December that you're either gonna get with somebody at your work, like there's a love situation or a romantic, maybe like office romance or something that could be taking place for some of you guys, or maybe you have an admirer or somebody that you really admire, like at your work, or have a little crush on. It could be that situation, but the lovers don't always have to mean like a love relationship. It could also mean just a really good partnership. So you could maybe develop a really good working relationship with somebody else. It also could be a business partnership as well. So it could just mean just being working alongside somebody that really complements you really well, and you can really make some really good things come out of this relationship. Like regardless of how it is, it's like you guys really can work really good as a team, and like there's really good cooperation between the two of you guys. Is this card is like really good for even like contract kind of work as well. So it is, I'm really seeing about this theme of working alongside other people working in your favor in December. Like I just feel like you're gonna have a good team around you, or there's gonna be, maybe it's just one individual that you're going to be working with, but it's like you guys together, like you can really create something really amazing like between the two of you. And the Ace of Swords again is reflecting that success as well, because this is a triumph and victory card. So it could be that if there's something that is really important to your work right now, like a work project, or something, maybe paperwork or something, a group project task or something that you have to really get through, I think you're going to get through it really really well. And again, it's like a lot of that success will be how well you work as a team with other people um in your workspace. But it's really good, and you may even, get some, like get a pat on the back for it, which, is always half decent. It's always good. Or it could even be a case of maybe you find that there's somebody that is in your work as well that is like covering for you. Like if it was a case of like you did something but maybe it just wasn't that perfect, or maybe it could have been a bit better, like that person may be able to step in and be like, okay, like they can make it good, like they can bring it to the next level for you, which is nice. So yeah. When it comes to those of you that are in relationships, you have the sun, and I love this interpretation of the sun. Is so pretty, so nice. Love that one. And you have material difficulty, which is the Five of Stones, and then you have the Two of Stones, which is harmony. So the the sun is sort of speaking to me that, you know, the sun brings good things. It's a good omen for anything that it kind of shows up in. So in a relationship situation, and being that it's the first card, it's saying that maybe things have been really good for you in a relationship. And looking at this card, it almost reminds me of like being on vacation or on holiday or something like that. So I don't know if you and your partner have done something like along them lines, or like have you just enjoyed each other's company, or maybe gone out on dates or gone places you haven't been before, and that's kind of helped your relationship or brought it closer together. The sun could be that maybe your relationship just feels like it's just in a more positive place. But then what I'm kind of seeing is from the next card, it's saying that maybe things were like good in like the more beginning phases, but then it's like now you're kind of dealing with maybe the realities of this relationship. Like sometimes things are all good on the surface, but then there might be external things that are kind of going on that kind of challenge things. And this is the card that sort of brings in the challenges, because it is the 5. Any card that is connected with 5 kind of can bring in a bit of, brings in change, but it can also bring in conflict. And then being that it's a 5 of stones, it could be that maybe you've gone through some really difficult times financially. But then even though I kind of feel like even if you've been through those difficult times, that card is, it can be good at the same time as well, because I sometimes find that when that kind of card shows up, it can show that a person probably has still, you know, stuck by your side even though you've been through difficult times. Like maybe because things have been like really good at one point, like this person, you know, wasn't prepared to just walk out on you because you were going through a difficult time. Like they kind of stood by you and just remembered like all the times you spent together where things was looking good and things were, you know, different, and so they've stuck around. And then because of that, you may be able to like create a better space between the two of you. Like it might be a situation where you went through a really good time where things were like okay financially, then things kind of went south, and then, you know, now it's like you're trying to restore that money. Like you're trying to save, you're trying to budget, you're trying to fix that situation financially. It also could be saying that even if this wasn't directly financial, I think that you and your partner are bringing your relationship into greater harmony, because it could be a situation where, again, even if you guys have been through difficulties, like neither one of you are prepared to leave one another. You both want to be together, stick it out, and sort of maintain this partnership. And so, you know, with this being the harmony card, I feel like you're trying to bring in that peace back into the relationship, even if that has been lost at certain times, or like even if it wasn't exactly lost, it may have been, you may have found it a bit more difficult because of just outside circumstances. But I feel like the sun is like shining on everything in terms of this relationship. And with this rose, it's almost like saying that the romance is there, like the connection is there, the feelings are there. And the card is very red as well, which is like represents passion, love, romance, all that kind of good stuff. And then you have the more like pentacles card, which sort of brings in the stability. Even though at some point the stability was a bit shaken, it's like you're trying to build it back up with this person. And it's like, but again, no one seems to be going anywhere in this relationship, which is nice. And so for those of you that are single, you have the Wheel of Fortune with the 3 of Wands, Virtue, with the Fool card. Very interesting. Very interesting. Basically, what I kind of feel looking at these cards is, I feel like some of you guys, your stuff is changing. Like with the Wheel of Fortune, you got 2 major arcana cards, which is saying that big changes is coming up in your love life if you're single. Like really significant changes. So if you've been hoping for things to change, like you've been hoping for a relationship or someone to come through, like fate is going to be helping this to happen, like and this situation to come together. And I kind of feel like even for some of you guys, you might be traveling to see somebody that's at a distance, or somebody maybe at a distance maybe coming to see you. With this 3 of Wands card, I kind of feel like you're like you're seeking somebody, you're waiting on somebody, or somebody to come and to visit or to contact you or something like that. And then the Fool is saying that there's a new beginning that is coming through. And so with that, I can kind of see, yeah, something different is coming through. And then it has this, like, looks like a swan kind of in the background, this bird. I feel like if you've been waiting on a communications with somebody, it's definitely happening. But I also see, for some reason, somebody coming to you, and they're looking for something. They like, it's almost like they're in search of something new, and at the same time you're in search of something new, and it just feels like it's the right time for all of this to come together. So if, like, previously you tried to make a go of a relationship with somebody and it didn't work, I think this time around it stands a greater chance of working. But then at the same time, like, these cards are really interesting, because on the one hand, I feel like this, because the Wheel of Fortune basically shows that whatever circumstances you're currently in, it's like things are completely changing. So it can go either way. It could even mean that if you've been in a relationship, it could mean almost like the opposite of that. But then it's like, if you're single, it could mean the opposite as well. But I'm kind of feeling, because I was really feeling for those of you that are in relationships, like your relationship is really solid. I think that for those of you that are single, it's kind of saying that you're gonna find somebody. And maybe this same theme that was in the cards for those of you that are in relationships could also be playing out here, where it's showing that this could be the beginning of something that can have stability, like, down the line. But with the Fool card, again, it's showing that things are very early, in the very early stages. So when things are in the early stages, you kind of have to see how it's going to progress, because, like, the Fool is zero, so it's just potential. It has the potential for something to be created, but it doesn't have that stability yet. But with the Fool, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's saying something new is definitely coming in. And so I can see that this could be someone coming into your life. So that can be really nice for you guys, Leos, if that's what you've been wanting or waiting for. In terms of your spirituality, you have the Strength card. I like this card for you, which is really supportive. I like this showing up as your spiritual cards. And then the middle card is 10, which is the 10 of Swords, which is riches. Is riches. Or richness, as far as that card is concerned. And then you have the 7 of Swords, which is uselessness. Isn't that, like, completely different compared to the others? But you know what I think? I think the Strength card is saying that you have the ability to get through a lot of stuff in the month of December. It's all about the way, again, I really feel like there's a theme in terms of the way you work with other people that's in your life right now. There might be other people that might even challenge you, that may be difficult. You may even be dealing, like this woman, like, that has the snake. You may be dealing even with some people that are a bit shady, or some people that aren't quite what they seem. I think in terms of your work situation, everything is on the up and up. But I'm just saying, maybe in I don't know, maybe it could be family, other people around you. Maybe you could be dealing with people that are kind of challenging you, that you have to kind of deal with, because this is a card that represents family. The 10 of Stones can also represent money and inheritance. But then the 7 of Stones can represent, again, somebody that is a bit shady or difficult, or somebody that is maybe trying to um, block something, or prevent you from getting something, or a person that could be, they're just not very honest, I would say. um so what I would, but then at the same time, I think you know this. I think if there is somebody in your life that is like this, I think you already have an idea that they, have this issue with them. I'm also feeling, and this is just something that just came up for me just looking at the images, I'm also feeling that there could be somebody that is even jealous of you, that is trying to cause difficulty in your life somehow. But then I also feel with this Strength card, it's like you're not phased by it all. You're not phased by it, because it's almost like you're comfortable in who you are, and you know who you are, and it's like you're not going to let other people compromise that or make you question yourself. um But this 10 of stones to me is speaking of like firm foundations as well. So maybe for some of you guys, again, maybe money situations will be working out for you, but then it's saying be very careful with losing money as well, like having money come in but then losing it. Or maybe just having too many outgoings, or like things that you're paying for that maybe you didn't even realize you were paying for, or realize how much you were paying for those things. Because sometimes this card can represent things that we're not quite seeing that's going on, and especially being that it's next to a card that indicates that's about money, it could be saying that there might be some hidden costs or hidden charges and things that you're kind of dealing with that maybe you should look at and pay attention to. But either way, if you've been going through some financial difficulties, the strength card is saying that you have the ability to get through it anyway, so everything will turn out okay. So yes, peace and many blessings to you guys. I'll see you, Leo. Bye.